Hi, Dan Lyle here, the owner and founder of LylePublishing.com. And I'd like to briefly tell you about some excellent, unique tools that I've developed here, which can help you with the very difficult, big problem of overwhelming stress by managing and attacking. Now, have you sometimes found yourself doing kind of strange things, as I discussed in another short video, and not knowing why in the world you did such a thing, especially when it was a bad, hurtful, or self-destructive thing? Yeah, I think we all have. We've all been there. And many times, it's because our internal tea kettle is boiling so hot that it just has to whoosh, let off some steam, regardless of the consequences. And even though we might even like being energized and fired up, at least for short periods of time, still, if it keeps going on too long, we may actually melt down the tea kettle or blow it up in a catastrophically bad way. We don't want to do that. So, at the very least, continuing overwhelming stress is bad for us because it can compromise our immune system and open us up to many terrible illnesses and bad health. And since our high-powered modern-day society has so many responsibilities and demands put on us, all of us experience stress. It is indeed a very big problem. Now, here at LylePublishing.com, I have developed some very powerful tools to help you deal with destructive stress. And I'd briefly like to tell you about 5 of those tools, which are in a complete series of 5 short ebooks containing many very specific tricks, techniques, and methods for effectively managing and then attacking stress. Now, the first of these books is called Effectively Managing Stress. And it helps you to identify the true things that are down heating up your kettle. And a lot of times, we're really upset over something, and yet we're not realizing that the thing we're upset over is really a result of something deeper down that we consciously may not even be aware of as a problem. So consequently, we might be working on that superficial problem and wasting our efforts. And even sometimes when we do identify the real problem down below, we may not be able to handle it ourselves. But if somehow we could take on a powerful new persona that best fits our personality and needs, we might be much better able to deal with that root problem. And what I do in my first book is to give you some really excellent options and advice and direction for how you can take on that new powerful persona. That's really good. Now, in the second book of the series, 58 Powerful Defenses Against Stress, I gave you many more safety valves that you may never have thought of before for safely relieving that continually building, seething pressure while at the same time helping you to get your act together, both mentally and physically, so that whatever it is that's going to be heating up the pot that you're not expecting, you're not going to panic, you're not going to explode. So, working on both ends. Then, in the third book of the series, 55 more powerful defenses against stress, now I train you in very clever, subtle, and good ways to look outside yourself and manipulate other people to your advantage. After all, those people, many of them being the actual source of a lot of your stress. And then, in the fourth book of the series, the final 54 defenses against stress, I help you to switch from a reactive to a proactive mode against stress. In other words, not just relieving the pressures or soothing the raging underlying fires, but in taking charge of your whole environment to create the future that you most desire. So, you move from sickness and pain to success and enjoyment. Instead of being mired in misery, you move yourself into proactively, decisively, contentness, satisfaction, and happiness. That's quite a change, huh? But it's within your control. And I show you how to do this in my book. And finally, in the last book of the series, Attacking Back Against Stress, I give you the tricks, the techniques to go on the offensive against stress. In other words, to attack in very practical and effective ways, systematically, the big problems that underlie most of our overwhelming stress, such as money, health, fear, abuse, failure, unreasonable demands, and chronic irritations. The 7 big stressors to attack them directly. So, you see, my stress books are not just little band-aids that you put over the bleeding sores of our lives, but they are a complete program for transforming your entire life. So that instead of going around saying, "Oh, I'm so afraid I'm going to get beat up again," you can change over to let them be afraid of me. Yeah. Now, unfortunately, there's no magic switch. There's no pill to instantly and permanently get rid of overwhelming stress. Now, some people think there is, only to sadly have those drugs or those behaviors produce 1,000 times more stress than they temporarily thought they had gotten rid of. Yes, it does take your careful experimentation and hard work, but it all starts with excellent knowledge. I have that expert, excellent knowledge waiting for you in my series of 5 books on stress, all of which I wrote to deal with the very same things in my own life that are bedeviling you. So it's really good stuff. So if you have some interest in what I'm telling you, then I invite you to take a look at my other short videos in which I take you on a quick tour through the contents of each of the books that I just mentioned here. And links to those short videos are located right above the pictures of each of those ebooks that are located on my home webpage at lylepublishing.com. And then, if you're interested in knowing the details, well, my books are available for purchase at a mere $10 each, to pop up right in your computer for your immediate usage, to jump to right over what's most important to you. So, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, I invite you to directly contact me, either now or in the future, by sending me an email at danlyle@lylepublishing.com. I look forward to hearing from you if you wish, and I thank you for viewing my Effectively Managing Stress video.